Hello, all. If you're into gaming, you've probably heard of Starforge Systems. They've been taking the gaming world by storm with their amazing aesthetics and are also backed by many mainstream streamers, but are they actually worth it? Come with me and let's take a deep dive of their PCs to see if the hype is real or not. First up is the Horizon 2 system starting at $999.99. From the looks of their budget Horizon 2 PC, they look very clean, cable management has done well, and they offer RGB if you're into that. This will also be a very common thing amongst all of their PCs. The standard parts to expect from this line of systems is the Arctic Freezer 36 Air CPU cooler, 16GB of DDR5 memory, a 1TB NVMe drive for storage, an MSI 650W power supply, and the Fantex XT-View case. Looking at the parts list, you get solid parts that will allow you to game in 1080p and 1440p with the help of the i5 12400F and the 6650 XT. The 16GB of RAM will also be good enough for entry-level gaming. As you can see, they advertise what frame rates you can expect with this PC. I commend them for putting the average frames per second for 3 very different games and also for having a video on their site describing how they benchmark their PCs within the games. To see if these systems are worth their price, we will compare the pricing from the website to pcpartpicker and assess how close the prices match up. This comparison mainly is if it's worth paying the price of a Starforge system or building a system out for yourself. As a side note, this will not account for the used market or account for buying from other places that are not listed on pcpartpicker. If you're in the market for parts, I would highly recommend going to Reddit's r/build-a-PC sales as a starting point. Some of the prices from select parts were not available on pcpartpicker, so I added in the average price I saw them online for. Also, some of you may have noticed that Windows is only priced at $30 USD. This price is possible by downloading Windows onto a USB through the Microsoft Media Creation tool and then buying a key from websites like g2a.com. After inputting all the parts into pcpartpicker, this build comes to around $850. If you were building the PC yourself, you could forgo the 6650 XT and instead purchase the 7700 XT, which goes for around $400 USD. This would make your total to come out right below $1,000 US. For $1299.99, the Horizon 2 Pro is a slight upgrade to the Horizon 2 and will offer the same i5 12400F, 16GB of DDR5 memory, but will upgrade that 6650 XT to a more powerful RTX 4060 Ti 8GB. With the 4060 Ti, you can see a sizable difference in frames per second for Assassin's Creed and Forza. Unfortunately, with Modern Warfare, you don't see a difference in frames due to the limitations of the card. Looking at the pcpartpicker list, the total for this build comes out to under $1,000 USD. With the spare $300 USD, you could upgrade your 4060 Ti to a much more powerful 4070 Super and still have your total come out to right under $1,200 USD. The flagship Horizon system is the Horizon 2 Elite. Coming in at $1499.99, the Horizon 2 Elite will offer the Ryzen 5 7600X, 16GB of DDR5 memory, and a 7700 XT. With the higher end 7600X and 7700 XT, not only will you see a large difference in frames for 1080p and 1440p gaming, you will also be able to play select games at 4K above 60 frames per second. In pcpartpicker, the build comes out to be right above $1,100 USD. With the leftover $400 USD, I would still recommend going with the 4070 Super over the 7700 XT, making your build total to right above $1,300 USD. If the Horizon line wasn't your speed, you may want to look into the Navigator line. This line of systems is built for gaming enthusiasts that want higher frames with higher resolutions. The Navigator line from base will start with a custom 240mm liquid CPU cooler, 32GB of DDR5 memory, the XPG Invader X case, and best of all, they start to build with cable mod cable extensions for that clean aesthetic look. The base navigator system starts at $1799.99 USD and comes loaded with a Ryzen 5 7600X and the 7800 XT. As you can tell from here on out, with these systems, you will be able to play comfortably not only in 1080p and 1440p, but also in 4K as well. Looking into the PC part picker list for the Navigator, you'll see that the build costs under $1200 USD. With the Spare 600, you could skip out on the 7800 XT and instead go for the RTX 4070 Ti Super and still have your build come out to under $1400 USD. Next in the Navigator line is the Navigator Pro. Coming in at $2000 USD, the Pro offers the i5 13600KF, the RTX 4070 Super, and upgrade storage to 2 TB. You won't see big differences in frame rates between the Navigator Pro's 4070 Super and the previous Navigator 7800 XT, but you will get much better ray tracing performance and also better upscaling technology with DLSS. The Navigator Pro's PC part picker list build comes out to a little over $1600 USD. With the $300 USD difference, you could opt for the 4070 Ti Super once again and still have your build come out to under $1800 USD. The flagship in the Navigator line is the Navigator Elite. Going for $2499.99, the Elite provides debatably the best gaming CPU on the market, the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D, and paired with it is the 7900 XT. Looking at the average frames per second, you can see that this combo will allow you to get nearly 200 FPS in 1440p for some titles and around 100 FPS in 4K. In PC Part Picker, you will see something pretty interesting. The usual MSRP for the 7800 X3D is about $400 USD, but due to its popularity and ability to perform well in gaming, it is usually selling for about $500 USD at the time of this video. Even with this price hike, the total comes out to about $2000 USD. If you were to match up the price, you would be able to get the 4080 Super instead of the 7900 XT and still be under $2300 USD. The Voyager series is the highest end series in the Starforge Systems lineup. These PCs are meant for the content creators and gamers that want unparalleled performance for all of their demanding tasks. The Voyager series also gives you the choice of using Intel or AMD systems depending on all of your needs for the same cost. If you're more into aesthetics, Starforge will also offer custom PC cases for this lineup, truly making your PC your own. For this video, we will only go over Team Red powered systems. The standard parts you will see in the Voyager series are a custom 360mm liquid CPU cooler, 2 TB of NVMe storage, cable mod, cable extensions, the Lian Li 011D Evo RGB case, and part of what makes Starforge Systems special, a Starforge plate light. The Voyager 2 comes in with a Ryzen 7 9700X, 32GB of DDR5 memory, and a 4070 Ti Super. It's worth noting that the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D is a better gaming processor, but the 9700X could be better for content creation, which is probably why Starforge decided to go with it. As you can see, there is a slight drop in frames here as the 7800 X3D and 7900 XT combo is better for gaming, but for content creators, NVIDIA cards have the edge. Looking at the PC part picker list, this build comes out to under $2200. The reason this price is so close to the Navigator Elite is because of the price difference in the 7800 X3D versus the 7900X. With the leftover $600 USD, you could once again go for the 4080 Super and have your build be a little over $2300 USD. Next in line is the higher tier Voyager 2 Pro, with a price of $3399.99. The Voyager 2 Pro upgrades the Ryzen 7 9700X for the flagship Ryzen 9 9950X and upgrades the 4070 Ti Super to the 4080 Super. If you are looking at getting over 100 frames per second for 4K gaming, this is the recipe for you. Looking at our PC part picker list, this build comes out right below $2700 USD. As far as upgrades are concerned with this build, I actually wouldn't recommend anything. The build is fantastic and offers a ton of performance. Just go ahead and pocket the $700 USD, or you could use it for accessories. For the highest end gamers and content creators, let me introduce you to the Voyager 2 Elite. Priced at $4499.99, this system comes in with no compromises, offering the same flagship Ryzen 9 9950X, 64GB of DDR5 memory, the all-powerful crown jewel RTX 4090, and a pair of 2TB NVMe drives. The gaming performance will share the same sentiment. You can expect to play games at 4K with over 120 frames per second. The Voyager 2 Elite and pcpartpicker comes out to a little over $3,800 USD, but once again, I would not upgrade anything as all the parts in this system are already top of the line. Now that we've gone over the main lineup, Starforge Systems also offers limited edition PCs that can vary in performance but give you the aesthetic that you desire. What you see in front of you is the limited edition Freerin PC. This includes a custom UV printed case, a custom plate light, a desk mat, and wall art. Priced at $2199, this PC provides solid performance with a special aesthetic. The parts list is very similar to what the Navigator line offers, so you can tell that this PC will also perform well in games. So is going with a Starforge system worth it? Well, it depends on your use case and your ability to confidently build a PC. If you're in the market for a system that is built with quality in mind and you don't want to deal with cable management, system optimizations, researching what to build and what could work for you, or even a custom aesthetic that would be difficult to duplicate, a Starforge system may be the way to go. If building a system is more your speed, you could always either pocket the extra money or even put those funds towards PC accessories. What would you do? Let me know in the comments down below. This is Hyro signing off. See you in space, cowboy.